Hello, today we are on Mixie. She is, like normal, a little upset to be separated from the rest of her friends, so she may be whinnying throughout the video, but I walked her around a bit to try and get her to calm down, so we'll see. Maybe she got all her jitters out. But today we are going to combine extension and collection with going over the cavalettis. So we talked a little bit in the warm-up about how those two things go together. So I want you to notice that I have two sets of doubles set up. So you would take these two together and those two all the way over there together. They are spaced differently. So the ones that are close to me right now are spaced far apart, and the ones that Mixie is now heading towards are close together. So how would we approach those differently using extension and collection? So no matter what, when you are approaching a line of jumps, you want to first have your horse collected. You're asking the horse to think about what they're doing with their feet, to pay attention to you, to not use up all of their energy needlessly getting excited over a jump. We don't want them to be sloppy in their excitement. So we always start out with collection. So we have time to think, they have time to think. And then we would ask our horse to extend in the final approach to the jump. So what that would look like would be lining up at the jump, asking the horse to stay collected. Then when you're about, let's say if we're trotting, we're going to say, when you're about 30 feet away from the jump, you're going to ask your horse to extend over the jump so that they have power to push off their hind end, tuck the front legs, and clear the jump without knocking it. Now, if you have two jumps that are super close together, like these right over here, you need to keep your horse extending between those jumps. You do not have time to collect and extend again. You need to get your horse to reach from one to the other. However, if you do have a lot of space between jumps, then you can land, recollect, and extend again. So with these jumps over here, if we took this one first, we could collect, refocus briefly, and then ask for power over that second jump. We also want to think about our approach. If I have Mixie change direction, if we are on the left rein and we are coming through a turn to aim at a jump, so for example, if I'm turning Mixie here and we're going to aim for the orange and red jump over here, we do not have a ton of time to get over that jump. So we would collect through the turn, and then we would just have enough room to extend for one stride and get over that jump. So it also matters about your lineup. So we're going to practice doing this at the trot in both directions. Mixie can be a little slow with these jumps. So a lot of the times when you're in a jumping arena, you'll hear the jumping instructor yelling that the rider needs to use more leg to get the horse to go. So we'll practice our crest release. That's when we bring our hands up towards the top of half of our horse's mane, our 2-point, and our extension and collection. So fun fact before we do that, just thinking about these jumps. How high do you think a horse can jump with absolutely no training? Easily. How high can they easily jump with no training? They can jump about to the height of their chest. So that on average for a horse is about 2.5 to 3 feet. How high a horse can jump with training is to the height of their withers. That's pretty high. So a lot of the times people will look at jumps and they think, oh my goodness, it's so big. I'm very nervous to go over it. But keep in mind that your horse finds it easy up to their chest, and with training all the way up to their withers, they can do without super intensive training with a really, really good trainer and a veterinarian and a farrier all on board. So whenever we're jumping, we can have confidence in our horse, and our horse can have confidence in us. All right, so we're gonna ask Mixie to pick up her posting trot. We're first gonna do the two that are close. So we're gonna keep her collected right now because we're lining up, we're turning. And now we're gonna ask her to extend. Energy, energy, 2 point. Energy, 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 2 point. Now we're gonna collect again because we're turning. We're still trotting, Mixie. Turning. And now that we're straight, energy, energy, extend, 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 2 point. We can recollect and then extend, extend. Pick your feet at Mixie, 2 point. Very nice. We always want to praise our horse after they've done something we like. You'll hear some people call this making much of your horse. After your horse has done something that they might find challenging or intimidating, we want to reward them for it. All right, so we're going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. Let's ask Mixie for her posting trot. So we're collected through the turn. Now we're straight, so we'll extend, push, 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 2 point. We can recollect. And then extend, push, 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 2 point. And collect for the turn. And now we're straight, so push, push, push. We're gonna push over both these because they're so close together. Nice extension, Mixie, good girl. And we'll walk. Good girl. She really extended over that one. That was excellent. She didn't touch it at all. Good girl, Mixie. So hopefully that makes sense. It's not the easiest concept. Walk on. We're gonna change direction. You need to focus. Focus on me, not your friends. So it's not the easiest concept, but it's very important for jumping well. A lot of the times I'll hear people say, oh, horseback riding's not a sport, the horse does all the work. But there's a lot that you have to think about as the rider. A lot of balance needs, a lot of muscle needs, a lot of ability to change position very quickly, to work together with our horse as partners, to actually succeed in the sport. You'll see funny videos of horses completing jump courses on their own, but that does not count. A horse on his own cannot win first place. We will now see you guys in the next segment.